Hi, and welcome to Salento with Love. I'm Davide Mengoli, and another great episode of Palazzo Angelini. Amazing how these things is gently coming together and we see the transformation. I am sure that you're going to enjoy this episode of Palazzo Angelini, so I'll see you at the end. I think with this room, mission accomplished. Just rubbing down layers and layers of paint to bringing back these colors that were applied over a period of maybe 100 or more years. And so the patina that you're left with is absolutely stunning. It's purple, grey, blues, all these colors coming through. And the contrast with the white is absolutely stunning. While in this room, really, we're actually just opened all those joints, all those cuts and those wounds and cracks, and they've all been sealed now, waiting for that to dry before it gets sanded down and then painted in white. So very much an incredible work of restoration. It takes time, really, because it's one of those things that you're really not going over something that it's new. It's very different when you are painting or plastering or dealing with a wall that it's new versus a wall that it's more than 100 years old and is full of wounds and little cracks, and you really have to do things properly to guarantee a good finish. Absolutely amazing. Invece questo, Daniele, è un fissativo, giusto? Sì. Che poi serve per far aggrappare la nuova vernice. So we're on top, very close to the star shape. We're right at the top. But this one here, when he was sanded down, we realized that there was just quite a few little fine cracks and air lines, but also not many layers of colors. Probably this room was decorated in a very, very special way. So what happens when you start taking the layers to find that patina, then you don't find anything that is exciting. So in this particular case, this one will be painted all white. Thank you for watching my videos, but if you haven't become a subscriber yet, press the subscribe button, leave a comment. We always appreciate your comments. Thank you. So Monday morning, great start. So first of all, we're working on this star-shaped ceiling, and well, this one that was full of cracks and signs of the time, it's been painted now and it looks absolutely fantastic. All the joints have been dealt with. This one speaks by itself. And also just now we've got some stairs that they're getting built here, and this is going to be an amazing piece of engineering because it's very deep. It's about 4 feet deep, the platform and the steps, and it's totally suspended. So there's going to be a lot of building in metal to actually go around the wall and onto the floor, creating the substructure what you don't see, which is embedded into the wall, that is going to be supplying the strength to have a floating set of stairs. Scaffolding going up into the main room as well. This needs to be sanded down. The joints need to be opened up and dealt with. There was a piece of metal there, which was the strat that runs all through the wall, which has been dealt with a rust converter. And then a special plaster has gone over the top, and now the scaffolding is installed all the way through the room. So gradually we're working through the space. Yeah, scaffold is gone up in this room, starting to bring in this ceiling together again. Some major cracks on the other side that needed to be dealt with. Starting to really take care of all these cracks and hairlines that over a very long period of time. So the process now here is to really deal with all these little cracks, and the plaster has been removed where the bigger cracks were, and that's been dealt differently by applying a mesh that holds the new plaster together. And then after all of that is done and sanded down and all the flaking paint, it's been removed. The first coat of paint will be applied and then moving on. But it's pretty intense because you're not working on a surface that has been painted regularly over a period of, say, every 3-5 years or longer. Also, you're working on a surface that had many infiltrations of water, creating two elements. One, hairline cracks and shadows, but also the limescale that is actually built. Yes, limescale, the actual surface that you are working on. It's a lot harder when it comes to sanding it down and working with them, because the stains that you see and those lines that you see are the result of water coming through as because of bad maintenance over a very long period of time. In this particular case, probably more than 70 years. The building was empty since probably the 1940s or the 1950s. So you're not painting a surface that has been looked after for many years. You're not just closing little holes and gaps. Very much a job of restoration as well as just painting. It will look amazing. Oh, are you still there? That means that you are enjoying our videos. Thank you very much for following the channel. Did you know that every Friday we issue a video called Thank God It's Friday, and you can sit if you join our membership. Do that, and I'll see you every Friday. Eventful day today. Just this morning while I was away, they started to remove the plaster from this area, which in Italian will be called the ballatoio. Kind of an external area, but it's covered. And it's quite interesting. They actually came across these pillars which they were originally plastered. But obviously, in order to apply the plaster at some stage, they hack it all off, creating the key for the new plaster to actually stick. So, as you can see, now, two options. One is to replaster this facade, or what we've done today is an experiment sanding down, but you can imagine you really need to take the stone right down, and an incredible amount of work actually to make it smooth again and get rid of all this. So we'll probably make an executive decision tomorrow. And then, as you can see, those blocks up there, they're soft stone, they will need to be plastered. So even if the stone remained exposed, it would only be those arches. And then that part there will be plastered and painted. Where here, actually exactly the same principle. So the washed, removing, that's why it's pretty wet, removing all the old paint, because otherwise wherever you put on there is just not going to hold. Left to dry now overnight, and then the mesh is going to be applied onto this and then plastered, giving a nice finish. Also, elements like up there that have been hacked off because they were sticking out, protruding a little bit too much. So it really would have been a little bit of an horrible shape of those elements sticking out. So a huge amount of love and care is gone into preparing this area for plastering. Also, the stairs leading to the rooftop, they're being prepared as well for plastering. So closing cuts and wounds. Also here there was a little bit of a recess because of an old wooden door. Same thing on the other side, it's kind of been lost. The muck, still soft, the guys have just left actually. And saying all of this has been now prepared to accommodate the new mesh. And then the ceiling here is all in pietralicese, as well as the steps, they're all in pietralicese. So wherever the solid Lecce stone is, like for example here, that will be cleaned off, polished, sanded down, so you'll have the nice cleanness of the plaster meeting these blocks of stone. Same thing all the way at the top, going all the way around to the top, it will be stone, polished and cleaned. Incredible amount of work really that needs to be done, and it's the only thing that you can do really to bring these buildings back to something spectacular, and also something that is gonna hold the elements for many, many years. Vado? Oh wow. Che spettacolo. Well, to think that no one has been in this space for probably 60, 70 years when this was closed off. It's not even on the title deeds. I find this to be absolutely amazing. Oh my God. I'm out of the hole. Now what's going to happen with that space? I don't know, just discovered it. It's quite big, but it's interesting actually, because now looking at the building, it's clear that there was another entrance there. So there were like an entrance over there, and this probably came afterwards over there. This entrance over here gave the access to go upstairs into the old part of the building. Those steps that we've seen, we can't even find them anymore. Fascinating, the changes that these buildings have gone through over hundreds of years, and work with them, it's even more fascinating. Well, you may remember yesterday we started in this space. The first layer is gone on today, and you see the mesh, and wow, it's starting to look amazing already. And the decision was made to sand the stone down. Obviously where there's big holes and big gaps, it's still gonna remain a little bit concave, but it means shaving the stone and bringing it to as smooth as possible. So as you're coming up the stairs, you'll have this beautiful stone showing. The more I think about the changes of these buildings over a period of 300, 400, 500 years, the more I find it to be fascinated how some of the changes no one is aware, not even the technician that come to look at walls or come to look at the building. And so when you're working with something so large, you never know what you're going to find under or into the side walls. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you that the decision is made to polish that. And obviously that little area up there where the softer stone it was used, that will be rendered and plastered. So you then have that beautiful arch shape coming through around all of them, and the ceiling will be nice and smooth. I think probably it's a struggle for people to understand and appreciate the level of intimacy that I come to with buildings in order to deliver the best. And it's not just about the buildings and the refurbishment, but also the connection that I have with the people and how much I want to make sure that they get the best out of what they've actually embarked on, which is probably one of the biggest challenge. So where I must say it's fantastic. So for any one of you who's watching this, if Ludovica hasn't decided to cut it out and edit it, thank you very much for being part of my journey. I'm sure you have enjoyed this incredible episode full of so many things. It's amazing to see how a property can really be transformed and can be brought into the 21st century. And it's happening with the hands and the skills of a lot of incredible craftsmen. Well, until the next episode, make sure you do the most important thing, which is stay safe wherever you are.